Okay, welcome to the show. With the very latest on the coronavirus. Now, this is the very latest from Wikipedia. As we can tell, 15 confirmed cases have been cited for this. Almost over 300,000 people have recovered. 87,000 deaths have been worldwide. Here in the United States, over 400 cases have been confirmed. 23,000 have recovered. 14,000 deaths here in the United States. Even in Texas, 53 cases confirmed. With deaths over 177, none have recovered. The symptoms of this could usually be resolved by a cough, fever, tiredness, or difficulty breathing. And so now what other people are doing is extending what most people are doing is like extending breaks. Like the Texas Teachers Association is is doing all they can. Schools are doing all they can, they're doing everything they can in their power. And yet they want to say, no, we're going to shut down. We need to shut down schools for good. We'll get to that in a bit. But I want to get to what other delivery people are doing. HEB expands delivery service because of all this. Like other restaurants and stuff. You cannot eat in like many people. Like if you're going to apply, you got to take it to go. You can't be sitting everywhere because, if you work at McDonald's like I do, you need to understand. But, the thing that most concerns me here is that if the Texas, many people don't understand. You gotta take it to go. Like when I say to go, they have to understand. It gets busy at drive-thru sometimes, but sometimes it gets slow because they're tired of going to drive-thru. But if it's what the governor wants, what the governor wants, you can't disobey the governor or Judge Robert Canales' stay-at-home order, which mandates that everyone has to stay home. You can go out to exercise, but no more groups of 10 people. That goes for employees too. No employees must have more than 10 people. Which leads me to concern that if you have more than 10 people, then people are going to be everyone here is going to be concerned. Even the priest at the Rockport Church, who was confronted by the sheriff's department for violating the order. It was live streamed, and the sheriff was part of it. Nobody understood that you need to stay. You can't have more than 10 people. Church service is not allowed because of this. And even the very latest from Walmart, from HB, and here in the block, one person has coronavirus, and yet what they're doing is covering the thing with plastic so that nothing can happen. And masks. Mask is recommended to stop it. If you use mask, it could stop by 100%. Without mask, you might have the virus, you might have difficulty breathing. So my suggestion here is you start wearing masks or gloves. If you work in a restaurant, you can't wear gloves. And now buses are extending the schedule. If you ride the RTA bus, they're going towards Saturday schedule. I'll have a link for you in the description below. Which is none of my concern. If it's what the RTA wants, what the RTA wants. You can't argue with them. If you feel it's your job because of the buses, You need to let your boss know that, hey, my buses are going to be on Saturday schedule because of this virus. So there's a good chance it might be late. That's why I told my boss, and they understood. They still understand to this day. We'll give me a break to in a moment. The Texas Teachers why the Texas Teachers Association wants to shut down schools for the rest of the year. And why do they demand it? Also, HEB expands delivery services from Favor. We're going to tell you what that means for you and for other delivery services. And later, a lot of positive notes from people this time and later. More about the coronavirus plus micromanaging. Give me a break in depth tonight. Why the Texas Teachers Association demands that Governor Greg Abbott close schools for the rest of the year. This is a very, very big concern, they're being disrespectful to the governor. That is disrespecting. That is so disrespectful. You don't disrespect the governor like that. This is what the governor wants. This is what the governor wants. I want the Texas Teachers Association to watch this next segment because I have a lot of things to say. Now let's read this. In response to the COVID-19 pandemic, the Texas Teachers Association is demanding that Texas Governor Greg Abbott close all Texas schools for the remainder of the year. The president said disease experts expect this pandemic to get worse, maybe much worse in Texas, before we see any relief. And the government must take those steps now to protect millions of school children and the adults dedicated to serving and caring for them. A comprehensive statewide school closure order is necessary because the outbreak is expanding across the state. And we don't know which countries will strike next. Leaving the decision to individual districts creates unnecessary confusion and stress across Texas. They refer to neighboring states such as Oklahoma and New Mexico as examples of areas that have closed schools for the rest of the semester. In addition to shutting down schools, they're also urging the governor to protect the health and safety of students, educators, and the communities. The protection of health and safety was outlined in additional demands from the Teachers Association. Requires schools to continue distributing 3 meals to fully fund school districts to pay provide benefits for hourly employees. Guaranteed paid sick time for all school employees. 8 districts finding a way to ensure educational equality for all students and waive all teacher appraisal for the academic year. The president also said that we also call on the governor to take steps assuring that all students, regardless of special needs, will continue to receive lessons and activities in a safe, secure manner during the closure. That all educators, including hourly school employees, will continue to be paid and receive health care benefits. Educators, as always, are dedicated to their students, even under extremely difficult and trying circumstances, but they must know that they will have the resources to meet their own families' needs during an emergency. I say to you this right now. I don't care if you want to see, I don't care what New Mexico does, I don't care what Connecticut does. You have to understand, we can't be going through the same shit like New Mexico and Connecticut. I don't care. I don't care if New Mexico is doing this. I don't care if Connecticut is doing this. I don't care if California is doing this. We have to follow the governor's orders. And you're sitting there saying, well, I want to extend this because I don't care about students. Well, it's my show, my rules. So I say to you this, Mr. President, If you're man enough to stand up to the governor and said, we need to shut down schools for the rest of the year, then I can stand in your face and tell you, that's not going to happen. You can shut down schools, but you can't shut me down for telling you this. I don't care what Oklahoma does, New Mexico's, I don't care. We have to follow the governor's orders. I expect the president to respond to this video right now. And if he wants to come on here and explain his opinion in a statement, go ahead. But it won't do you much good. We have to do what the governor says. We can't just sit here and say, well, we got to man the governor. We got to talk to the governor about this. Somebody has to talk to the governor. And somebody has to talk to the president, and that's me. So it doesn't matter here. What matters is we have to follow the governor's orders, and we have to follow the judge's orders. If you don't want to follow the judge's orders, that's up to you. But if you choose the behavior, you choose the consequences. And that alone can get you into serious trouble. Up next, HEB and Favor are competing are joining together for restaurant deliveries. What can that mean to you and for seniors? Plus more good news. Plus more good news, and the stay-at-home order hotline. Well, we continue. If y'all do delivery people, for those people who use delivery apps like Favor, Waiter, DoorDash, Grubhub, this is the story for you. HEB says it's expanding its delivery service in Texas hopes of reaching more seniors who are homebound instead of quarantine. With this expansion, HEB and Favor Senior Support Program provides seniors the ability to order groceries for delivery, but now be able to seniors 60 plus for every HEB Central Market and Joe V store in Texas. HEB and Favor, the Austin-based demand delivery service that HEB acquired in 2018, launches effort on March 20th. The company is waiving all delivery and service fees for the first 30 days of the program. Orders include a $10 tip, which goes entirely to the delivery person. Watch. Look, I use Favor a lot. I use Favor a lot. Sometimes it can be like cost $6. My advice for you is, for the young people out there, if you're going to use Favor, make sure you go for the free delivery or the discount. If it's like $3, free to $3 minimum. You go over $6, you're wasting a lot of money. But if it's something required, go ahead. But don't cry to me for help. But don't cry to me for help. Because it is the most volatile concern ever here. Now to the very latest in stay-at-home order. We're not talking about here in Corpus. We're talking about the very latest from California. Even the very latest in California. I mean, the question is, when will California's stay-at-home order come to an end? Even as California sees glimmers of hope in the outbreak, authorities warn that the Golden State won't be getting back to normal anytime soon. Officials suspect months more of some social distancing policies and warn that lifting the strict rules too early could worsen the health crisis. public should realize that the coronavirus cases are likely to rise when the stay-at-home orders are eased. Dr. Jeffrey Smith said on Tuesday, told people on Tuesday, the county's board of supervisors, that he did not expect there would be any sports games till at least Thanksgiving. As a matter of fact, here's a graph. February 1st, none. 15th, none. March 1st, none. 15th, 200 cases. Almost like 500 cases. 600 to 700 cases. 7-day average, 1,400 cases. So we don't know what's going to happen with California. Neither with Texas until we get the cure or until something else happens. We probably don't know what's going to happen. When we come back, a woman who was arrested for going to the store to get clothes, despite the stay-at-home order. This is from Inside Edition. We'll give you the very latest next. In California today, there was a woman who was arrested who took COVID-19, took the test and was arrested. This woman says she was arrested while taking a stroll, breaking quarantine after the coronavirus test, told to stay home for 2 weeks. So I have news for her. I mean, she was like, she has to understand that if you're being tested for coronavirus, you need to stay home. You violate the order, you might be arrested. It doesn't matter. What matters is you need to stay where you are, stay home, and make sure you don't get infected. If you're being tested, make sure that you know what you're doing. That way you can stay safe and stay home until this virus ends. I'll be right back with some more positive news about this virus, including the proposal from Inside Edition. Stay tuned. Now to some more positive news for the question: is chicken soup really good for you? Chicken noodle. Like, is soup really good for you? Like, there's all kinds of soup. There's butternut squash, smoked sausage soup with corn. There's chicken noodle soup. There's chicken noodle soup. All kinds of soup. Soup is the key ingredient to help you feel better from getting sick. You want to stuff your nose, you're having fever, get yourself some chicken noodle soup and a grilled cheese sandwich. Or tomato soup and a grilled cheese sandwich. That can make you feel better. But not if you have mucus in your throat. Like what happened to you back months ago. And so, my best thing is, yes, soup is good for you. Soup should be good for you. Don't eat anything else besides soup. The hot broth can get rid of the mucus in your throat. I'm not an expert about this, but it is true. Finally, this evening, how to make your mask. Now, we've all seen people how to make your own mask. Like, bras can be used to make masks. You can use a towel. You can use your shirt. I wouldn't recommend using your shirt unless you're going to wash it first. Wash your shirt first, then use the mask. But there are some good you can use hand towels, dish towels, whatever you can find. Just make sure it is the right one for the right mask. don't use like any other things. Don't use your bed sheets. Don't use your bed cover, pillow covers, because those are the things you sleep on. Otherwise, you could spread germs. Just use cloth, dish towel. I don't recommend using paper towels. Try to find a good mask for you, that way you can stay protected. As for latex gloves, I wouldn't recommend using it if you go to a restaurant. But if you're going to play guitar, at least for your left, if you're right-handed, like this, cut out the holes in the fingers, the little set where you can play. If you're left-handed, same thing. That way you can still wash your hands, play your guitar, and try to be healthy and safe. That's giving me a break for this Wednesday. Tomorrow, I'm going to be back with one of the very latest on the coronavirus, including some very good news. Take care of yourself, take care of your others. Thank you for the privilege of your time, and have a good Wednesday. Thank you for the privilege of your time, and good night.